What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with another banging reaction video. We're reacting to 5 most disturbing internet rabbit holes. Oh, this is about to get creepy. Before we start this shit, we should guys grab some food, some popcorn, maybe roll up, screw the pen in, and let's get fried. Got a full gram cart. Let's rip a blinker. Let's start this shit, boys.
The 2006 volleyball incident.
Oh shit.
On July 2nd, 2017, an anonymous user posted a thread on 4chan's paranormal board saying, "How does one live after taking the red pill on the 2006 volleyball incident?"
What's the red pill?
Now, if you're wondering what that incident was, it's a strange and disturbing story. The post was referring to a supposed mass shooting where a gunman killed 14 people during a high school volleyball game in either South Dakota or Nebraska back in 2006.
Jesus.
But here's...
Bro, imagine playing volleyball thinking like you're safe as fuck, like you're about to win this game. You're about to win this game, this serve, you're about to go crazy. All of a sudden you hear gunshots. What the fuck? What kind of
where
sick
things get
person does that?
strange. If you search for any information about it online, you'll find nothing. No news articles, no official casualty reports, nothing. Just
Good.
conspiracy theory websites and the occasional Reddit post asking if it even happened. It's like the whole
is the
event either
conspiracy
never
that it even
existed
happened?
or was somehow erased from history. But despite the silence online, there are many people who claim they remember hearing about it. Some even say they were at Mount Rushmore around that time and heard a report about it on the radio. For a long time, the only evidence of the incident on the internet was this still frame from a home video that was supposedly taken just before the incident with the date September 27, 2006 embedded on it.
God.
That is, until some ordinary gamer, a YouTuber who often dives into dark web rabbit holes, discovered more evidence.
Oh shit.
While browsing the late nights forum on a 4chan-like site.
Have you guys ever heard of this, bro? I've never heard of this. This is my first time ever hearing about this. It's giving me goosebumps, I'm
He
not
came
gonna lie.
across the gruesome pictures of a bloody school gym that were allegedly taken soon after the shooting had already happened.
So right here, let's go down a little bit over here. They've got 2006 volley. Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna have to blur this one. Jesus Christ, that's actually like.
Oh my god, my heart's pounding.
I think I remember this. I was searching around for some sort of proof of this happening, and apparently it's a snippet from a home video. I got. Oh my god. We have to blur that out. I gotta make sure we note that, blur it real quick. Let me add that to the notes here. Jesus. It's like an actual straight up bloody massacre. It's
Oh my
like
God.
VHS recorded. This has to be from
Holy
like
shit.
a movie. There's no way. This has to be from like
No,
some
bro,
movie.
this is real.
It's crazy as hell. That it's got like a CBI not for release. Like I assume CBI stands for like some sort of a governmental organization or something. That is so messed
How did someone get their hands on that shit, bro?
I feel like I should have known this or something. That's.
Have you guys
I
ever
don't
heard of
know
this
if that's like
YouTuber?
a conspiracy.
Never heard
How
of
is
this
that
guy.
a conspiracy? It's actually like death put, unless it's from like some movie or something that we don't know about. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's not a fucking
That
movie, bro. This
actually
is
the
real
most
life.
chilling thing I've seen. We're like 5 minutes into this recording, and already it's just like death footage has
Bro, what?
hit the building.
What?
Nissan Award of Excellence.
Bro, I always
savings
see this
continue
motherfucker with
at
his
Faulkner
haircut, bro.
Nissan. Save
He needs to get
In
another
the bottom
barber.
right corner was the text CBI not for release, which I'll do my best to show you while blurring everything else out. This has led to some pretty wild theories being spread
What
all
the
over
fuck
the
am I
internet.
looking at?
According to the most popular ones, the incident did happen, but it was covered up by the American government.
Why?
As the story goes, the government was trying to assassinate someone who was attending this high school volleyball game. Things
you
got out of hand,
serious?
however, and a lot of the young volleyball players were caught in the crossfire. And since this would have caused tons of backlash from the public, the government instructed the news media to not talk about the story and also paid the victims' families to keep them quiet.
No fucking
However,
way.
while the US government is no stranger to
real.
covering up the truth, I have to admit, this one is quite far-fetched.
Bro, I'm getting
keeping
chills.
something-
You're telling me there was someone there that was powerful and the government wanted to kill him. And they went in and the motherfucker they hired to kill the bull messed up, killed 14 people. You guys think he even killed the motherfucker he was supposed to? Did he even get the job done? Bro, you really think the government probably did that shit, bro. Holy shit. Now that got even deeper. I thought it was just a shooting. No, bro. They're saying the government did that shit. They wiped that shit. They paid everyone off. Bro. Wow.
This big under wraps for so long feels pretty out there. At some point,
They
you'd
had
think the
to-
truth would slip
Bro,
out.
they had to have got a bag. Because think about it, bro, people died, bro. Imagine you're being a parent. Your kid died, bro. And you're getting paid a bag to shut up about it. Come on, bro. Think about that shit, bro. That's fucked up. No way.
A somewhat more reasonable theory is that this is a classic case of the Mandela effect, where large groups of people collectively misremember something.
Are you
And
sure?
coincidentally enough, I actually did find a similar incident that happened in 2006 in that region. In the Platte Canyon High School situation, 53-year-old Dwayne Roger Morrison took 7 female students hostage.
Bro, so they're just gonna act like it's a Mandela effect now? So it didn't happen? Nah, bro, I really think that shit happened and they just swept it under the rug and paid motherfuckers off, bro. 100%. If y'all really know more into it, let me know in the comments down below. Because now I'm really
attacked
interested.
them and ended up shooting one of them.
What?
This also took place on September 27, 2006, which is the same date on which the alleged photo was taken before the incident. Its location in Colorado might also explain why people from the Midwest remember hearing about it on the news. But there are some major differences. Most notably, the Platte Canyon incident had nothing to do with a volleyball game, and there was only one death. But in saying all of that, the most likely scenario is that all of this is a hoax. While researching this incident, I came across an interesting post on the forum Above Top Secret from 2017. In this post, the OP was talking about creating a hoax in which multiple school shootings happened in 2006 in tiny towns, but any information relating to these incidents has been mysteriously erased from the public record. But if that's the case, the images that some ordinary gamer came across, where did they come from? Considering it's been over 7 years since this first contraction on this, where did they...
Bro, the shooting that they said was in September 27, 2006. It was in Colorado. This bull thinks it was either in Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Utah, Oregon, or Montana. He doesn't mention Colorado. So I think that's two different shootings, bro.
Considering it's been over 7 years since this first contraction on the internet, it's unlikely we'll ever know the answer to this disturbing internet rabbit hole.
Wow. Bro, I that up.
Grave robbing for morons. On August 8, 2014, a user by the name Simon Pred J posted a video on YouTube.
Bro, we've
titled
seen this.
Grave
We've
Robbing
seen this
for
in the one
Morons.
video.
This was a digital re-upload of a very old VHS video, an extremely chilling one at that.
If y'all didn't see that
In it,
video,
a young man goes into disturbing
play out.
detail explaining step by step how to rob graves and sell the remains on the black market.
Grab it by the
Insane.
eye or the nose. You pull it out, put your finger all the way in. There is nothing there that will hurt you at all. Or you have to make sure of that. There's nothing that can hurt you. Do not be afraid. Pull it out like that. Do not pull it by the teeth, or else it'll break out like that, and you will have holes.
Is
What
that
makes this
real, you
video
guys
even
think?
more unsettling isn't just its content, but the mystery surrounding it. No one knows who the man in the video is.
He has like
To this
no
day, his
soul
identity
behind his
remains
eyes.
unknown,
Look at
and
his
no one
eyes.
has come forward to claim
Wait till you
responsibility.
look. Just wait. Look at
This
it.
has left the internet in two fiercely opposing camps.
That motherfucker got no soul, bro. I paused it at perfect timing. That's a devil, bro. Look at him. He has no emotion behind those eyes. No thought behind those eyes. Wow, bro.
Some believe this is authentic footage of a real grave robber. Others argue it's an obscure
Bro, is that a
horror
real
short
thing?
crafted purely for
people
shock
rob
value.
graves. No way.
Surprisingly, I came across evidence that supports both sides of the argument while researching this topic. One undeniable fact, however, is that the original video is extremely old. The earliest mention of its title,
And
Grave
he's just
Robbing for
playing with
Morons,
the
I found on the
fucking
internet
skull.
was a now defunct online store for horror VHS tapes called Shocking Videos.
What is this?
This website listed the tape for sale in April of 2003, stating, "What we have here is genuine camcorder footage of a drunken teenage stutterer giving a half-hour lecture on how to steal body parts from graveyards for fun and profit while holding a fresh, rotting skull in his hands. That said,
Do
the
you think
original
the
video is
skull
likely from the
smell?
late 80s.
Well, that motherfucker
We
probably
can clearly
smelled
see
like
the VHS
fucking,
box for the
ugh.
1987 Evil Dead 2 movie 5 minutes and 43 seconds into the video. And to narrow it down even more, there's an issue of Horror FX magazine visible in the bottom left corner at the same time. This
this
specific
motherfucker was a
cover was a
demon.
part of a unique Fangoria horror magazine edition released in July 1989, which
Create
means the
your
video
own
was probably
monster
shot
mask.
around that year. The horror
guess what
memorabilia
it said.
scattered throughout the footage implies that whoever created this video might have been a die-hard horror fan just trying to make something creepy for the thrill of it.
Or
And while
or
most
he was such a diehard fucking thriller fan, he took it upon himself. Ooh, ooh, nice new word. He took that shit upon himself, upon himself. I don't know. To fucking grave rob. No, grave rob. Same thing.
the gruesome advice given in the video feels very authentic, like describing ways to remove the skull from a body that hasn't fully
And his
decomposed
hands are all
yet.
messed
There
up.
are also sections that seem extremely goofy. Like when the host suggests knocking out witnesses so they think it was all just a dream.
Never leave witnesses. If you have to knock them out so that way they think it's a dream.
This gives further credence to the theory that the subject doesn't have
So
any
they
real
think it's
grave
a
robbing
dream.
experience and is just making it all up for the video. On the other hand, some people argue
That's
that
the
the skull
dumbest thing
he's
I've ever
showing in the
heard.
video is far too detailed to be fake.
That is a
As
really
for the
detailed skull,
inconsistency
bro.
in the advice, that could be explained by the theory that this was likely his first time robbing a grave, and that he was simply making things up to seem more knowledgeable on the topic than he actually was.
Ah.
But this is where things start getting really eerie. Toward the end of the tape, the guy almost mumbles his full name, but stops himself before saying his entire last name.
Okay, this was made by Anthony. Well, as a matter of fact, let's forget the last name.
And in 1999, a man named Anthony Casamassima was arrested in New York for stealing an expensive stained glass window from a
That has to be
cemetery.
him.
There was a real possibility that this was the same person who made the grave robbing for Moron's Guide. That being
has to be
said,
him.
there are a few inconsistencies that say otherwise.
Why?
For instance, I did not find any charges against Anthony Casamassima that mentioned him desecrating bodies. He was more into stealing valuable artifacts
But what if he never got caught? What if he never got caught?
like
That
stained
one
glass.
hit. That one hit.
And more
That one
importantly, Casamassima was 40 when he was arrested in 1999.
Oh.
If he made the tape, he would have been around 30 at the time. However, given the young appearance of the video's subject, that seems highly unlikely. I also found a couple
What if he
more
was
theories as
older and
well,
just
but
looked
most of them
younger
lead
for
to
his
dead
age?
ends. One such theory claims the guy in the video might be Craig A. Bradley, who was arrested in 1995 for stealing human remains from a cemetery in upstate New York. Craig would have been around 24 when the grave robbing video was filmed, which fits with the young appearance of the guy in the tape. Plus, he even looks a bit like him. However, the issue with this theory is
That
that
fool is
Craig
not
doesn't have the
24 in
stutter
that
that was
video.
prominent in the original video.
Usually, winter months I'm laid off. So winter months don't usually pay.
Dig for you and everything. So you dig and your friend digs, and then it's another friend digs. You have to find someplace really secluded.
Oh
that way
shit,
there's,
he got a really
there's,
stutter problem.
no interruptions, okay?
Now, he could have faked the stutter in the original video for some reason. However, people
Why
on
the
the
fuck would you
internet
do that?
find that extremely unlikely given how real it feels. Grave robber or actor, the stutter is real. I've known several people with really bad stutters,
You don't
and
fake
it's
that.
such a specific, uncontrollable behavior that makes it hard to fake.
Exactly.
This kid's stutter feels unique and authentic. I've never seen an actor in a movie fake a stutter that felt this real.
That's what I'm saying.
It's possible one day the person seen in the video will come forward with the truth, but for now we have no idea who the person is or whether or not this extremely realistic looking grave robbing video is real.
insane. Ugh, bro, what the fuck?
Strange sounds in the sky.
Oh.
Over the past 50 plus years, there have been numerous reports of people hearing mysterious sounds coming from the sky.
Like what?
In some cases, the mysterious noise resembles the sound of screeching metal, like someone dragging heavy metal furniture across the floor.
This can't be real.
However, the
No
most commonly
fucking way.
reported noise is a low-frequency hum that persists in the area.
Is this real?
Those who can hear these sounds describe them as omnipresent and extremely annoying. And according to the BBC, the humming noise has been linked to at least one person ending their own life in the UK.
Wow.
However, while there are likely many legit reports of people hearing a mysterious humming, which we'll get to in a bit, many of the claims are either fake or can be explained quite easily. For instance, the metallic screeching noise could simply be from a nearby railroad with a long freight train rounding a corner and causing vibrations. Some of these trains are incredibly lengthy and can take several minutes to pass. Similarly, in another video you can hear what sounds like an extremely loud trumpet.
Bro, are these real videos?
The original poster of this video titled this as a judgment trumpet, referring to the divine trumpet described in the Christian faith. However, given the poor weather conditions in the footage, it's likely just a malfunctioning tornado siren, like this. A few of these videos are also outright faked, with the mysterious sounds being edited in to generate views.
That's what I'm saying. That's a fake video.
Notice how the birds around the area appear completely unaffected by the loud, ominous noise, which would be
they would
unlikely
be
if the sound
affected,
was
right?
genuinely overwhelming the environment.
Shit.
Birds have sharper hearing than humans, and they would likely react. That said, there are still thousands of reports from people who can't be easily debunked or labeled as fake. Unlike the examples I've shown so far, the vast majority of seemingly authentic reports involve the persistent, low-frequency hum.
These are the ones I don't believe.
This
at all.
strange phenomenon seems to
fuck is
trace
this?
back to Bristol, England in the late 1970s. The city council received hundreds of complaints from residents about a strange noise that was audible at night. One local newspaper even asked readers in the city, "Have you heard the hum?" and almost 800 people said they had. French scientists back then proposed that the sound might originate from the ocean, suggesting that continuous waves could be vibrating the ocean floor. Now, this explanation might have been true for Bristol,
fucking
but as time went
waves.
on, more and more people around the world started reporting these disturbing humming noises. And it appears the Bristol hum is still present to this day. There are many theories that attempt to explain the bizarre global phenomenon. And these can get into some truly out there conspiracies, like aliens or secret underground civilizations in the hollow earth. However, the most plausible explanation I found suggests that these sounds are more connected to the listeners themselves rather than their surroundings.
What does that mean?
Things like hypersensitive ears and early signs of hearing issues like tinnitus could be a major contributor. Another possible reason could be the increasing levels of anxiety and stress. A BBC researcher also noted that she only heard the hum when she was exhausted and stressed out, which further supports the notion of this mysterious hum being a psychosomatic or stress-related phenomenon. During my research, I even found the video claiming to capture the strange humming sound. But when I watched it, there was nothing unusual, just regular environmental noise.
Yo, this bitch tweaking.
It's entirely possible that the person who recorded it was hearing something from inside their body, misinterpreting it as an external sound, which further supports the stress-related theory.
Oh hell no, this bitch
However,
tweaking.
this doesn't explain the hundreds or even thousands of other videos that do include the hum. And given the endless amounts of possibilities for each individual case, I doubt we'll get a concrete answer anytime
I
soon.
don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know. That's not really a rabbit hole. It's kind of just
John
bunch of
Lang,
retards.
Fresno Police. On March 20th, 2015, a YouTube channel by the name Lang Marine uploaded a 3.5-minute video titled Fresno LE Harassment, Ford Crew Cab that stalked me and my residence numerous times. The video showed the same vehicle driving past the camera twice in 3 minutes. The uploader was a 51-year-old former Marine named John Lang living in Fresno, California. The video footage came from a security camera he had installed outside his home. And in the description of this video, he provided much-needed context behind the oddly disturbing
being
encounter.
targeted by multiple
According to
cities
Lang,
of
he was
Fresno
critical of the way
departments?
Fresno PD and Fresno Fire utilized their budgets online. So now they were stalking and harassing him in retaliation, and the Ford truck in the video belonged to either the Fresno Police Department or the Sheriff's Office.
Oh shit.
The next day, he posted another video of a man walking his dog outside his home. The video showed the dog and his owner stopping outside Lang's home for a few seconds and moving on, nothing
What'd
too
they do?
unusual. However, Lang claimed that the person in the video was a plainclothes police officer who was conditioning Lang's dog so that it wouldn't attack if the same officer broke into his home later. Over the next 10 or so months, Lang continued posting videos of shady activity captured by a security camera, like a guy in plain clothes coming up to his home, taking a look and walking away immediately. Or a police truck stopping outside his home for a few seconds and then driving away. However, the most disturbing of these videos showed a mysterious black van stopping outside his home, filming it with a massive camera for about 30 seconds and quickly driving away. Lang claimed that the device in their hand was a thermal imaging sensor and they were trying to determine whether or not he was home. By January of 2016, Lang was fully convinced that the Fresno police were planning an assassination. On the 16th of January, he posted a video about a cleaning company van parked outside his home. In the description of the video, he wrote, "If I turn up missing or dead tomorrow, remember this van. I think I seen a couple of guys sneak out the side door and into the building when it was parked in the carport this afternoon. I've been causing the city of Fresno a lot of problems recently, which I now regret."
Wow. What was he doing? I forget what they said.
Unfortunately, this would be the last video Lang would post on YouTube, because just a few days later, firemen found him dead inside a burning home with multiple stab wounds on his body.
No!
This was sad news for people who were following the story. However, this was only the beginning of a much bigger conspiracy.
No!
You see, when the news of his death initially broke, the reports stated that he had a few stab wounds on his upper back as well. If this were true, it would validate all of Lang's worries about getting assassinated. This would also put the Fresno PD as the #1 suspect for his murder. However, when the Fresno coroner released Lang's autopsy report, it only mentioned 3 self-inflicted stab wounds on his chest.
So they're all into
there was
it.
no mention of any stab wounds on his back. Was the earlier report a mistake, or were the Fresno police trying to hide their crime? This inconsistency led to tons of backlash and even a petition to reopen his case.
Oh my
but
God.
it remained closed. To this day, the John Lang case sits as a mystery.
Oh
Was he
my
actually
God.
getting stalked, or was he just severe?
No, bro. He was getting targeted 100%, bro. Holy fuck. Bro, this actually got me chills, bro. They did that, bro. Bro, the
mentally ill and
government or
paranoid?
cops in that area.
From my research, the
did
answer
that,
seems to
bro.
be a mix of both. First and foremost, it's worth mentioning that the Fresno police are well known for being ripe with corruption. A Reddit user mentioned a story he knew about the PD, stating, "I mean, my friend's dad was FPD for decades, and Jerry Dyer showed up with some officers and threatened him back in the late 90s, so it wouldn't surprise me if the cops were intimidating this dude." So, did the Fresno PD retaliate against Lang? Maybe. What's more likely is that Lang was getting more paranoid and losing his mind over time. From what I can see, the man walking his dog is doing just that, walking his dog, and claiming that he was somehow conditioning Lang's dog in just a couple of seconds is pretty out there. Even the suspicious van can be explained quite easily since the device shown in the video was just a film camera on a gimbal, not some high-tech thermal imaging sensor.
Why are they filming
As
his
for
house,
why
though?
they were shooting like that from a vehicle, they were likely indie filmmakers who just didn't have the proper permissions from the city. However, all of this is just conjecture on my part. The real evidence that proves Lang's deteriorating mental state is the fact that he turned off the cameras he had in his home a day before the incident. The last saved footage on these cameras was of him sitting with a kitchen knife in his hand. Not only that, but when the fire department arrived on the scene, all the entrances to his home were barricaded securely from the inside. If this was truly a murder, the killer wouldn't have been able to escape the crime scene without removing one of these barricades. Ultimately, if there was some big murder conspiracy behind Lang's death, I doubt we'll learn about it over 8 years later.
How did he die then, bro? What the fuck you mean, bro?
Evil Stick. In November of 2014, Nicole Allen purchased a pink princess wand for a
Bro, she looked like the little cartoon of the rabbits. Bro, if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about, bro.
2-year-old daughter at the dollar store in Linden Avenue in Kettering.
I don't know
The
what
name
it's
of the
called.
wand was Evil Stick, which is quite bizarre on its own, but likely went unnoticed by Nicole. However, the stick also promised things like luster, beauty, and wonderful music.
Nice.
The box art also featured the character Sakura Kinomoto, who is the protagonist of a popular Japanese animated show called Cardcaptor Sakura.
Sick.
In the show,
You guys
Sakura
watch
is
the anime? Let
essentially
me
a
know in the comments
magical
down below.
princess.
I don't watch it, never got into
So
it.
the inclusion
But I
of
know
just a
I know
cute
a
looking
bunch of people that
character
do.
made Nicole drop her guard even further. But she couldn't have been more wrong. The thing is, the inclusion of this character on the box art suggested an Asian origin for the product. And looking back, the Evil Stick does have a small, and I do mean small, resemblance to one of the wands Sakura uses in the show. The Evil Stick was most definitely a bootleg version of a product that should have looked something like this had it been official. However, the Evil Stick was much more sinister than just being a bad product. Unlike its official counterparts, the manufacturers of the Evil Stick bootleg had free reign to do whatever they wanted.
What does that mean?
And it's what they chose to do with this freedom that was utterly disturbing. You see, the top of the wand had a shiny foil fitted in, likely to imitate the shiny star in the official wand.
Okay.
However, this foil was hiding an image under it, and when Nicole's daughter accidentally removed the foil while playing with the wand, she was greeted with a downright disturbing image of a creepy-looking woman slitting her own wrist. This was likely petrifying for the little girl, but that wasn't all. If you pressed the button on the wand, instead of the wonderful music it promised, the wand played a haunting laugh. This also turned on a light behind the creepy image, so the little girl would have likely seen it even if she hadn't removed the foil. When Nicole found out about the disturbing truth, she made her findings public in hopes of getting this creepy toy banned from stores.
Fuck?
News coverage of the Evil Stick quickly went viral, but the toy remained as mysterious as it was creepy. And the disturbing image concealed within the toy was traced back to French photographer Butcher Ludwig, who appears to be a master of creating the most nightmarish artworks one can imagine.
Fuck you.
Nearly all of his work is too graphic for YouTube. For most of them, however, even a quick glance is enough to trigger your fight or flight response. As for why the gory, horror-filled work of his photograph was stolen to be included in a children's toy, no one knows for sure. The only other thing people learned about the Evil Stick after examining its package was that it was manufactured in China, and that's it. The packaging didn't have the name of the manufacturer. I even looked up the universal product code embedded in its barcode and couldn't find any relevant information through that either.
The $1 store.
This is just one of those things that really makes you wonder what other disturbing mysteries are hidden inside cheap children's toys.
Bro, probably a lot. Holy fuck. I never even thought about it. There's probably a shit ton of little shit in toys and shit, bro. Wow. That's actually really creepy, bro. If you guys want to see more videos like this, leave it in the comments down below. I'm going to see you on the next one. So,